my name is Katie. I'm Head of Training at Fly London, and for today's workout we're going to be doing a resistance band workout. I've got some examples of what we can use for today's class. We have got the small loop resistance bands, which we have in two different resistance here. You will recognise these from in the studio. The purple one is medium and the green one is heavy. Okay, so those are your resistances. And then there's also a TheraBand. So if you have something like this at home, you might recognise this from maybe if you've had physio in the past. Physios do use this. This is an option. I'm just going to show you what to do if you've only got this one. You can go ahead and tie it around the thigh. So stand feet hip distance apart, bringing it round, and don't worry about tying it in a tight knot because you might not get it unravelled again, but just do a nice loose knot about hip distance apart, and then I've got enough resistance there to play around with. And if your resistance on this band isn't actually strong enough, then you do just tie it a little bit tighter. But don't tie the knot too tight, otherwise sometimes you might not be able to get it back up to unravels again. So those are options that you can use. You're only going to need one of them, so go ahead and try and find one of them, and I'm going to explain what we're going to get up to today. Okay, so I've chosen my weapon of choice, and I'm just going to give you a quick insight into what we're going to be working on today. So we're going to do a couple of exercises with the band to work into the thighs, hamstrings and glutes, also into the outer thigh, and then we're going to do a couple of exercises to work into the core and then to work into your back, okay? So for pre or post-natal, I would say definitely join in on the leg exercises. When we come to the core and the back exercises, feel free to miss them out unless you're postnatal and you've already had the all clear to go ahead and start working again as normal, okay? But feel free to still join in on the first section. Now we're going to do this as tempo training, so we're going to continue the whole way through a set nice and steady, and it's up to you if you want to continue and maybe do another couple of sections. More than welcome to rewind the video and just keep going a couple more times. So it's going to be 8 slow reps and then 16 pulsars per each exercise. So we're going to really manipulate the muscle by taking it slow and sticky and then burn it off by adding in a little bit of a pulsar. I hope you're excited. Let's get going. Okay guys, for the first one I'm going to go ahead and step into my thigh band. And once I bring it in just around mid-leg area, bring it round into 4-point kneeling. Now for this bit, I would suggest as a little trick is to have one knee leaning on the band as the other leg is out in a nice extension. So take your body into a 4-point kneeling. I'm going to start to manipulate my right leg first. So my left shin or knee is going to stay pressing onto the band. Now from here, I'm going to flex my right leg and I'm going to squeeze in towards the bum. Now some people do say that this sometimes gets a little bit too tight into the back of the leg, but as long as you're activating the muscles and holding everything nice and tight, it shouldn't be too bad. From here guys, let's go ahead and really zip in the core. Make sure the hands are underneath the shoulders and make sure the neck isn't too low or too high causing tension. You just want to have the neck nice and flat in line with the spine. We're going to take 8 really slow and controlled donkey kicks. We're going to take a slow up and down, control. Good for 2, lift and down, control. Exhale for 3, keep that heel nice and flexed, bringing it down, control. Bring it up for 4 and down. You want to really feel like you're pushing the ceiling with that foot. For 5 and down, good. Keep lifting up. For 6 and down. We've got 2 more to go. We're lifting for 7 and down. Good, and then we're going to lift it up for 8 and down. Next one, we hold at the top. We got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Push through for 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 8 more for 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, and bring it back down. Nice, good. So I'm going to now go ahead and bring that knee, place it onto the ground, and go ahead and take my left leg now. So my left heel pulls into the bum, and the band is now underneath that shin, so it's not going to slide around the leg at all. Again, just make sure rib cage is interlaced and your neck is in line with the spine. Back foot is flexed. I'm going to get it nice and slow. We exhale, lift for 2 and down for 2. Lift for 2 and down for 2. Keep going, lift for 2 and down for 2. Exhale, push, lift for 2 and down. You've got 4 more slow to go. Lift in 2 down, and control. Lift, and down. 2 more in the slow counts. Make sure you're not sitting into your opposite hip. Squeeze, and down. 1 more big one. We lift, and squeeze, and down. We've got 16 pulsars. We're up. 2, 3, 4. Keep lifting. 5, 6. Good. 7, and 8. Keep going. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, for 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Well done, guys. Bring that back in. Give yourselves a quick child's pose. Just release it out for a hot second. Okay, so once you've taken yourself out of that child's pose, we're going to keep the band in pretty much the same position and bring yourself back into that 4-point kneeling, and we're going to work it out to the side of the hip now. So for here, your core will start to activate a little bit more, as when you're pushing laterally to the side, the opposite oblique and the controlling oblique really need to work in unison to make sure you're not wobbling around side to side. So as you place yourself back into that 4-point kneeling, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips, that band is going to stay now under my left knee, as again I'm going to activate my right leg. Now from here, my knee is laterally going to lift. I'm going to make it lift towards the camera, trying to keep a nice 90-degree angle on my knee again. And as I exhale, I lift. Let's go for 8 slow together. We lift to the side for 2, and down for 2. Do not sit into that opposite hip. Control, lower, down. We lift it up and down. Use the breath. Exhale and lift and down. 4 more to go for 4. To lift and down. Control. 3 to lift and down. You got 2 more to go. We lift for 2. Down. Give me 1 more big one. We push. Okay, we got your 16 pulses. Let's go. Lift it up and down. 2, 3, 4, and 5. In 6, in 7, 8, more to go. In 1, in 2, in 3, in 4, in 5, in 6, in 7, and 8, and softly bring that back down. Well done. Place that knee back under the ground. The band shouldn't have moved around too much. You shouldn't have to change it. And we're going to go ahead and take it to the other side. So you're going to lift that left leg up to the side. Just make sure I'm not going to hit anything. I think I am. So I'm just going to swivel around. Make sure my hair does not catch on fire. And we're going to go ahead and bring yourself back in. So I'm going to move my left leg now. Do not fall into your opposite hip. Stay very stable. Let's go. We lift for 2 and down for 2. Exhale. We lift for 2 and down for 2. Lifting 2 and down for 2. Good. Lift for 2 and down. You still got 4 more slow for 4. And down. Good. Exhale for 3. And down. Almost there for 2. And down. Give me 1 more big one. Exhale. We squeeze. Good. Take it to the 16 pulsars. We lift 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 for 5 and 6, 7, 8. 8 more for 1 and 2 and 3. In 4, in 5, in 6, in 7, and 8. Softly bring it back down. Take a nice little stretch, chest to floor. Great job. So we're going to keep the band on the legs, but we're going to shimmy around onto your bums now. So swim around and take your feet out in front of you. And I actually want you to move the band further down. You're welcome to maybe go mid-shin or a little bit closer to the ankle is all good in the hood. And I want you to go ahead and shift your bum to your heels, roll down onto your mat. Now for this one, I just need to unravel my top. You want to make sure that the spine can feel nice and flat against the floor. We're going to do a little bit of an abdominal crunch by peeling the shoulder blades off the ground. And your band is going to be in the air, and we're going to be working the legs at the same time. So it's a nice compound movement. So as you take your legs up and overhead, make sure they're stacked on top of your hips and not too collapsed into the chest, as you're going to lose tension on the legs, and you also don't want them too far out. If you want an advanced option, you're welcome to try that, but we're just going to try and start off by keeping the feet stacked on top of the hips. Now for here, guys, I want you to inhale, exhale. As you do lift, you're going to keep your hands interlaced just behind the head. Try not to crunch into the neck. Try to still keep your eyes sight. Maybe you're looking up towards the toes.
peeling the shoulder blades off the ground. And as you're doing that, you should feel that sliding sensation towards the waistband of your trousers. As we do this abdominal crunch action, your legs are going to do a nice opener. So we're pushing now to the outside of the legs again. So I know we did it quite heavily there. We're going to push the band apart as you exhale, reach in. Control as you lower the stomach back down and bring the legs in. Now another trick, do not let the legs ping in super quickly, because if you hit your ankles together, it hurts. You want to keep control on the band the whole time, nice control tension, and still have tension even when the legs come in together. We're going to do 8 slow, and then we're going to hold at the top for 16 pulsar. Here we go. We lift for 2, and down for 2. So I want you to breathe out. Exhale, lift, and down. Exhale, we breathe out, and down. Control those legs. Exhale, we breathe out, and down. Good, let's go for 4 more slow. We lift, and down. 3 more slow. We lift. Peel the shoulder blades off, and down. No tension in the neck. 2 more slow. Lift, and down. 1 more slow. Exhale, lift, and down. Next one, we hold at the top. We pulse core and legs. We're pulsing together. Good. We push and push and push. Keep going, guys. 8 more for 8 and 7 for 6 for 5 for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and softly roll in. Bring the knees into the chest. Well done.
Okay, so we're still going to stay in this pretty similar position. I just want you to change the position of your feet now on the band. So I want you to bring it so that you flick your heel out and you push the arch of the foot against it, and then the top of the foot will push. So you're going to do a push and pull action on the feet like this. This is going to be your bicycle abdominal crunches. So as you bring yourself down, we're going to do 8 super duper slow, and then we're going to do 16 with a little bit more of a quicker tempo, okay? So as you bring your bodies back down, that same idea, interlace your hands behind the head. Make sure as you're lifting, guys, we don't want to involve the neck muscles too much. It needs to be activated from the core, so maybe thinking about always having a ball under the chin to lengthen the neck out, okay? As you bring your body, exhale, up into abdominal crunch, your knees come up into tabletop. Now from here, I want you to go ahead and extend one leg out. As you do that, you're pushing against the band and pulling against the band. And you're going to take an abdominal twist, try and tap opposite knee to opposite elbow, and then reach. Let's go for 8 super duper slow. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, in 1, 16, little quicker, 1, in 2, in 3, in 4, for 5, and 6, and 7, 8, more to go, in 1, in 2, in 3, in 4, for 5, 6, 7, 8, and bring the knees into the chest, lower down, give them a little release. Well done. Okay guys, well done on your bicycles. We're going to go ahead and change the position of where we're using the band. So bring yourself up to standing and take that band off of your legs. We're going to go ahead and use it into the arms now to work into the arms, into the shoulders, into your back as we're taking nice prone lifts off the ground. So for this one, I'm just going to do it facing the camera so you can see your hand goes inside the band like so, and I'm pushing the band apart. Very similar action to when we were on the floor doing an abdominal crunch and the legs were opening away. So we're pushing away from the band, pushing out this way, okay? Now we're going to bring ourselves belly to the floor. If anybody does, when you're doing anything movement on your belly, if you get very sore hip or pubis bone, feel free to double up your mat in that area, or go ahead and grab yourself a towel just now. Sometimes just placing that around this area does help you out. So I want you to bring yourselves down to the floor. I'm just going to do a quick demo of what my legs are doing, and then I'm going to shimmy this way so that you can see what my upper body is doing, because I've not got too much room here. So I'm going to go forward a little bit. Now from here, I'm just going to focus. I'm going to externally rotate my hips, and I'm squeezing my glutes. I'm going to think about ever wrapping sensation. As soon as I activate the legs, that's going to help me lift them off the ground, and it's also going to help me pull through it and engage through to the back. So we want the whole back of the body to work in unison together, okay? So that's what the legs are going to be doing, and they will be lifting off the floor ever so slightly, okay? Now I'm just gonna shimmy back this way so you can see what the upper body is doing. So from here, you've got your hands inside your band. As you're doing this movement, try to keep your arms to the outside of the ears, and you want to lift the whole chest and upper body in unison with the arm movement. Don't just leave your head on the ground, okay? So you want to peel the chest off the floor. So when we're here, guys, your arms are out into an extension, forehead is down, and I'm gonna lift. Once I get to the top, I'm gonna open the band. Control as I lower that band back down. Control, control, bring it back down to the floor. We're going to do 8 super duper slow. Once we come to the pulsar, we're going to stay at the top and we're going to hold the band open. We're going to pulse it for 16 pulses, okay? Are you ready? Let's get going. Bring it down. Exhale. For 1 and down. Control. Inhale, exhale. And squeeze and down. Control. Inhale, exhale. We open and down. Control. Inhale, exhale. And down. 4 more, nice and slow. We lift. And down. Control. Good. We lift. And down. 2 more slow. We lift. Control. And down. 1 more sticky, we lift, control, and then we're holding at the top, we pulse the band, the band, the band, the band, you hold it up, and up, lift 1 entire, we've got 8, 7, 6, 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, in 1, hand, roll back down, release the band, push back, and just take your legs out nice and wide and take yourself into nice wide like child's pose, chest to floor. Well done everyone, we're at the end of our resistance band workout. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you'd like to keep going, go ahead and take the video back again and repeat maybe 3 more times if you'd like to make this your main workout of the day. Or if you do revisit this video again and you want to do the exercises again but give it a little bit more oomph, maybe stay at each exercise and repeat it 4 times at that specific exercise with the 8 slow, the 16 fast. Stay there, repeat it on that same leg for example, and then take a 60-second rest and move to the next one. So that's a couple of options. You can do it as a circuit 4 times through with a 60-second rest, or you can stay at each specific exercise and repeat for 4 with a 60-second rest. But I hope you enjoyed and I will see you all very soon. Bye!